Rise of the Resistance is so close. Bondo goes hunting for fast passes, and Dustin puts his King of the Castle crown up for grabs. All this and more on today's episode of the We Like Theme Parks podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we proudly present a spectacular festival of theme park audio commentary magic, the We Like Theme Parks podcast.
Yo. Bring it back now.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Welcome, foolish mortal.
Welcome, my fellow theme parkers, to the We Like Theme Parks podcast, your go-to spot for news, opinions, and other nerdy fun happenings in and around the Disney and Universal theme parks. Hello, I'm Chris Bond. Hi-ho! And I'm joined by my fellow co-hosts, Disney and Universal insider, photographer, and travel journalist from StepsToMagic.com, and the co-host of the Universal Joint Podcast, Mr. Dustin Fuhs.
Hey, how's it going?
No, not fine, I guess. Yeah. And comedian, Disney nerd, and Electric Mayhem frontman, Mark Andrada.
I'm the Electric Mayhem frontman?
Sure, why not? Yeah,
Does that make me Dr. Teeth or Floyd? Who's the frontman? I guess Dr. Teeth, because he's Dr. Teeth in the Electric
But doesn't
Mayhem.
Dr. Teeth play the... He's on the keys, isn't he?
Yeah, but it's Dr. Teeth in the Electric Mayhem. So
he's-
he's the frontman?
Yeah, I think
Or are
he's-
we just talking Electric Mayhem without Dr. Teeth and then Floyd's the frontman?
No, I think everybody's there. Plus
Or is
you.
Janice the frontman?
It's not Janice. Janice is like the... She plays something, doesn't she? She plays like the bass.
She plays guitar.
She plays guitar?
Yeah.
Dude, I think that you and Dr. Teeth are like,
Okay.
you're like...
We're getting deep
you're
into
two-
this.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like... I'm trying to think of a band that has two singers, and I can't right now.
Fleetwood Mac.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, sure.
Hall & Oates?
Like Hanson. You're like Hanson. They're like...
Hanson only the one sings, really.
You know they have
Oh,
a
you're right.
beer company now. It's called Hops.
Oh,
you
my
serious?
gosh.
That's
That's
really
it.
funny.
They sell it at the turkey leg shop in the American Adventure. They actually have turkey legs
Hops?
right next to Hops.
So are they like a Disney band now? Is that the thing?
They have kids. Of course, they're going to go
hilarious.
down that road.
Hilarious. Okay, friends. Hey, we're excited that you're here to celebrate our 34th episode. Very exciting stuff.
34.
34.
Yep, and that's not
Good
even
year.
including. Yeah, no, we're not even including like the extra stuff and the
Yeah, the
bonus stuff.
D23.
Yeah. Like
The
the
little
mini-sodes
specials.
and
Yeah.
the little things. This is 34 regulars. I wanted to ask you guys. I think Mark, you gave us a little bit of homework last week. Did anybody do it besides me?
I give you homework?
Yeah. You said that we should all go and watch blank. And I'm wondering if you remember, because I went home and I watched
dude,
it.
I don't
Much to
even
my
re-
chagrin.
I don't remember this morning.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So you had mentioned that we should all go watch Noelle on Disney
Oh
Plus.
my gosh, you are the only one who did it.
And I did
I
it.
say this, I tried to put it on the other day though,
Yeah.
forgetting that I said that.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right.
yeah,
I remember
yeah.
now that you said that I remember.
Yeah.
But I tried to put it on and my
Yeah.
girlfriend was like, absolutely not.
Yes.
And she's a keeper.
she said anything. She's literally said anything but that.
You could have watched Brink.
We ended up watching Caesar Milan. Dog
nice.
Whisperer is on Disney Plus.
Is it?
Yeah,
I didn't
we watched
even
a bunch
know.
of episodes of that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I took the bullet, guys. I took the plunge and I watched Noelle.
Wait, don't say anything. Let's do this next time.
Oh, so
this is
okay.
This is the homework. Now Dustin and
Now
I
you
have
guys
to
got to go
it.
watch. Okay,
Now
I
it's
like that
recorded.
better.
Now
That's
that it's
okay. Well, I'm glad that I could inspire you guys to actually go and watch this thing.
Yeah, we'll give an analysis of Noelle next time.
I think
Yeah.
that's
next
great.
week.
I
An
will
analysis. of
a
this
full review and analysis. We'll break it all down.
Yeah.
Right
I'll
here
pull-
on
I'll
the We
pull
Like
out a
Theme Parks
notepad.
podcast.
Abby will have she'll be like, oh, you're watching it for the podcast. It's like a thing you have to do. Okay, I'll.
Well, maybe she'll
Let's
like
work.
when she goes to sleep or she's busy working.
Well, she'll like she'll,
Like my wife
she-
watches her shows when I'm working. Like I'll be at the computer. Like we don't have a big place, right? So when I'm in my office, I'm sitting on the couch while she's watching TV. I mean, essentially, she'll watch whatever show that she likes, whatever, like something
Like gargoyles?
not necessarily Disney Plus.
Gargoyles.
That's what Jill's going down
really?
right
Oh,
now
yeah?
on Disney Plus. Yeah.
She watches like Riverdale, which I don't really care for.
Oh.
I mean, it's not. I've seen an episode or two. It's not a bad show. But
Sabrina,
it's
I like
not my
Sabrina.
thing. Yeah, I don't even know who that is.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, she's in that?
No, she's
Melissa
got her
Joan
own
Hart
show.
is
They
back? Oh,
are-
Jo-
no, it's the new. It's this. They did the same thing to Sabrina that they did to Riverdale.
Those
Like it's a new
twerps.
sort of like.
And is it still,
Darker
what's her name?
version of it.
Melissa Joan Hart? Is
No.
she? So it's a new.
Yeah, it's a new Sabrina. It's I think it's. I mean, it's a different Sabrina. I don't want to say that it's better or worse. It's just different. You know.
I can't say I even watched that show. I liked what's her name in it, the aunt. She
Oh,
was
Caroline
funny.
Ray?
Carolyn Ray. Yeah, she was funny. I liked
Both
her.
the ants were good. The whole cast was. Melissa
Yeah.
Joan Hart was also excellent in that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Whoever played that cat.
Martin
Great
Mull was in
job.
it, and
Yeah.
Another thing we wanted to mention before we roll on here, guys, is we introduced last week our newest email address, which is mailbag@welikthemeparks.com. Just thought I'd mention it again, so we can get the mailbag rolling. We get so many Armchair Imagineers posts and emails and requests. I would love to just have some mailbags. Just ask us some stuff. I just thought I'd mention it. Is that cool, Mark?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get you more email.
what is it? It's 7. You have to mention something 7 times before someone does something.
Oh, is that how it works?
I think
Oh, I
that's
don't know that.
kind
I
of
did
how it
not
works.
know.
That's
Yeah.
marketing. So
Is it?
This is number 2.
Okay, well, all right. We get ready for the next 5 weeks. Want to sell some T-shirts?
Sure.
TeePublic presents It's Your Shoutouts.
Yeah, T-shirt time. What's up? My TeePublic shout out is to @PixieDustFan. She's a Disney obsessed gal from the Great White North.
She's getting another one?
Song was
Oh,
that?
she got one already?
Well, you took mine.
Oh, well, sorry, man. I beat you to it.
No, she's awesome.
She's great. You were gonna do Pixie Dust Fan too?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, I called it, stamped it. I'm
Okay,
first.
fine. You get to go first.
I get to go. Well, I just did it. It's done. It's did it. Mark, how about you?
Well, that's it. That's all you're gonna say.
Well, I mean, that's my person.
Okay.
Disney obsessed gal who from the Great White North. That's what I wrote down.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you,
so
do you
Dustin,
know
who
her
are
at
you
all?
doing?
Yeah, so I think mine's going to be Pixie Dust Fan because not only is she back at Walt Disney World, she goes to Walt Disney World more than I do.
That's crazy.
And that's crazy when you look at it.
She crazy girl.
But, when you have to be around the magic, that's what it's all about. So, yeah, Pixie Dust Fan is my TeePublic Insta shout-out for this week.
How about you, Mark?
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to you guys. I was on my phone. Sorry. What are we doing? Insta shoutouts. Yes. My Insta shoutout is for this week is Pixie Dust Fan. She's a Disney obsessed gal. Why are you laughing? She's not in Disney World. She's planning her next trip back. That's her bio on. Anyway, great account. A lot of great pictures. Great photographer. Why are you smiling at me like?
Because
I'm dumb.
we all just did the same person.
Really?
We all just did the same person. We did @Pixie Dust Fan 3 times.
Well, then it's unanimous, I guess. Sorry. I wasn't listening. I was,
You don't have headphones today.
It's the triple
I know, it's on
shout
my
out.
phone.
Wow, that's a first time event here at the We Like Theme Parks podcast. We must really like you, Pixie Dust Fan. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for being a part of the We Like Theme Parks family. There's so much going on in the news in the world.
Oh, wait, sorry. Did you say Pixie Dust Fan? Oh, I was Pixie Dust Pan. Pixie Dust Pan, like the dustpan that you sweep up pixie
It's a
dust
good
with.
account.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, great. Well, I take all that back then.
You know what? Go on. Sorry.
Gotta-
We can edit this all out.
So maybe it's time for some news. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
Let's pull that news trigger.
All right, so news coming out. Pretty cool stuff, actually, over at Universal Orlando. It looks like they are doing the Bourne Stuntacular pre-show taping. They put it out for Universal Orlando annual pass holders to sign up to get their chance to go and basically be in this filming. Looks like it's going to be taking place Saturday, December 14th from 9 to 1 p.m. It actually looks like it's going to be a lot of people that are getting in there. Over 170 tickets were on there at one point in time. I know that BioReconstruct was talking about how there was just a ton of tickets. Banks Lee, so at Banks Lee, got a chance to get in. And it's fun seeing the Stuntacular taking shape in front of our eyes.
Well, what's cool is that if you're a theme park fan, now you can be a part of an attraction, like legit.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, you go to see the Bourne thing? Yeah, I'm in it.
Yeah, you're literally
How cool is
immortalized in it.
Forever. Well, until they go, this IP is not doing so well. Let's change it to
Yeah.
whatever. Let's change it up. Make it SpongeBob.
That would be kind of cool.
SpongeBob. The SpongeBob Stuntacular.
I'd see that.
I would see that.
That
That would be
sounds
great.
Has anyone seen the musical, the
Yes.
SpongeBob musical?
I have seen it. It's excellent.
Yeah?
It's way better than you think it is. I saw it on a whim because I was in New York and I had nothing to do one night, and I was in Times Square, and I bought tickets from a guy who was just selling them out of his hand on the street, like a scalper on the street.
Okay.
So you got a deal.
Not a great term. Yeah, and so I said to him, I said, listen, I'll give you $80 for the pair. And he looked at me like with the most vicious, like, no, certainly no, sir. And he was like, these are $100 or $130 each or whatever they were. And I said, okay, it's not a big deal. I'm just going to go for dinner. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need to see this. I just I got into town early and I had the night.
Yeah.
And I was sort of strolling around and I was on my phone, and it was 5 minutes, if even, to curtain. And he came over to me and he was like, all right, $80 for the pair.
Oh my goodness.
And he gave it to me $80 for the pair. And so we went in and we watched, and we were like, like 5th row balcony.
Yeah.
So decent seats. They're not the greatest,
That's
but they're
okay.
fine, perfectly
Sure.
fine. And the set is on Broadway was unreal. The entire theater was decked out. It was like a found object vibe.
Oh, cool.
So like under the stage were these old boom boxes and radios and
Yeah.
beach balls all around the proscenium of the stage. The band was off in one of the box seats.
Yeah.
The show, I went around and explored the theater like in the small amount of time that we had, and then the show started. I did not look at the program, and about 5-6 songs into the show, I leaned over and I was like, hey, who wrote this? Every song is a banger. Like,
Wow.
every song
Really?
is good.
Yeah.
And Abby said, you didn't read the program, did you? And I said, no. And she goes, read the program at intermission. And I opened the program right at intermission. Every song is written by somebody else. The second song in the show was written by David Bowie and Brian Eno. It must have been one of the last things he did before he died.
Wow.
Evanescence wrote a song. The guys from Aerosmith wrote a song. John Legend wrote a song.
What?
T.I. writes the rap that Plankton does. I'm missing so many people. They Might Be Giants wrote a song for Squidward. Every song was a different by somebody else.
Well, now I want to see it.
It's unreal, and the
so
costumes
cool.
are unreal,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the guy who plays Squidward has puppeteered legs.
Okay.
So he does a tap number with all of his legs.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sold. And you didn't even take a child to this. You just
No, I
went.
just went because I was just...
So you don't have to have a kid to enjoy this thing.
No, you don't at all. It might actually be a little too... It's like SpongeBob. It might be too sophisticated. Like, the colors will be nice for kids, and the songs are fun, and they do
But
Best
it's not
Day
the
Ever.
Wiggles.
It's not the Wiggles.
I've seen the Wiggles a couple times.
I
know
bet
you
you
have.
have.
I told you guys I high-fived
I know.
I high-fived Simon
Yeah,
during
it's a
the
real
show.
high point to your life.
It was a big moment. And then I saw him walking on the street like not long ago, a month ago. And I chickened out. I wanted to be like, remember you high-fived me? And I punked out.
He's going to be like, nah, bro.
Nah, dude,
And just keeps
dude,
walking.
leave me
He
alone.
gets snubbed by Simon from Wiggles.
Yeah, but he's Australian, man. Nah, mate. Carry on.
Anyway,
It's
highly
terrible.
recommend it.
Yeah.
Highly recommend SpongeBob.
Now,
Okay,
do you
cool.
think that SpongeBob at that point would come down to the parks? Because we're looking at this influx of talent,
Yeah.
and SpongeBob is in Universal. They're all over the place. Well, what happens when Blue Man Group, who is owned by Cirque du Soleil, all of a sudden possibly vacate that theater? Because when we're talking about the Universal Orlando Resort, they have to keep hip. They have to keep on point with what's going on down the street. And with Cirque du Soleil bringing in their new show,
Well,
maybe they bring SpongeBob down.
Is Blue Man Group a little kind of long in the tooth, though? Like, I feel like it's been
Blue Man
around
Group-
forever.
I agree, but Blue Man Group, if you've never seen it,
I've seen it. It's great.
is so awesome.
And it's for everyone.
It really is.
Yeah.
But they also don't sell a lot of tickets.
They
Because
don't
the
do
number of times that
It's a
we
lot of
have walked
comps. It's
past,
a lot of,
a lot of comps,
you're
a lot of
staying
media.
at the resort, here,
Yep.
go see Blue Man. Yeah, but welcome to Vegas, right? I
Sure.
mean, it's the same thing. And that's any, like, resort hotel for the most part. And I bet you there's a lot of comps heading Lanuba's way. I'm sure for some of the VIP guests.
Right.
Cirque Show has a different kind of demand, and it is more current. But the idea of having a musical, like a full musical, especially one that kids would enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
With Universal Studios kind of going the way of trying to draw some of that family away from Disney, you know, come stay at the Values, come over here. Hey, we've got this Broadway musical that your kid's going to like, that you'll like too. It's kind of smart. It's kind of smart, Dustin. Yeah, I'm with you on this. I don't know if they'll do it, but
It's a good, it would be a good fit. I don't know
how
what the
big's the
money
cast?
is like.
Is it a big? Because
It's a big cast.
Because Blue Man's a small group. It's a
Blue
band.
Blue Man's just
with
the
three dudes,
the
right?
3 dudes, and then
they keep 5.
Yeah, they keep
five?
five?
Around.
So it's cheap. And the technical, even though there's some technical, it's not super expensive.
Well, once you build it, and I've seen a bunch of the
it's a
behind
lot
the
of
scenes.
toilet paper. How much is that toilet paper?
Yeah, it's the
recycled.
toilet paper, and it's
Don't
also
worry.
the
They
balloons.
roll it all back up and use it for the next
They
show.
do something.
There's some poor PA whose job is it to roll the toilet paper back up for after the matinee. For
That's
the night
Gonna
show.
make it big, kid.
That's the thing about Blue Man Group is the number of stagehands they have.
Oh.
If you remember at the show, they give the stagehands a bow because of what a big part they play, and there's like 20 of them.
Oh wow.
There's so many of them, but I'm sure they don't pay them much.
Yeah, so that's one of the big things is we're looking at Universal going to this next stage, and then we go from that into. Do you guys know about the Van Eaton Gallery auctions?
Yeah.
I know nothing about it.
Okay, so this is, as a theme park fan,
Yeah.
you want to be at this thing.
Oh, okay.
So they bring it out. I think this is the second big one that they've done. They've done a number of them, but the idea is that they have this catalog. Every page has some part of Disney history, from tickets to signage,
And it's all up
to
for grabs.
all up for grabs.
Yeah. I
Um,
was looking a few years ago at the at potentially purchasing the you just passed the Haunted Mansion stretching photos.
Yeah.
Or stretching paintings.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I was looking at, they were expensive.
So are those
they were
used
cost
in the
prohibitive.
ride?
So the original Haunted Mansion stretching portrait from Disneyland from 1969 to the 70s,
Yeah.
original hand-painted stretching portrait, $100 to $150,000.
So
That's
this
the
is
start, and that's the opening
Yeah,
bid,
they're
right?
projecting.
Yes.
that. Wow.
And we're talking about even basic things like patches,
And
or
$15 for the replica.
they're actually doing an Adventures Through Inner Space.
Wait, you can buy the
you
Omni
can-
Mover?
Yeah, $6,000 to $8,000 is going to be that bid for that.
Well, just
And
think,
that's-
you can have an Omni Mover in your living room.
Yeah.
And that's how much the stretching paintings were, because not the originals, but like the ones, because they replaced them every few years
Yep.
or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So I was looking at one of the replacement ones that they had just taken down, or they had taken down at some point. I don't know how recently they took them down, but yeah, they were about $8,000 to $10,000 per painting.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's
Whoosh.
Well, 'cause
maybe a bit more
Disneyland's-
than I want to spend.
Disneyland's
well, that's a
different
lot.
than Disney World, and so
Right.
it's just they do go through a lot of them.
Right.
But I wanted to point this one out, and this is what makes it newsworthy. They are actually doing a full book of sketches from the abandoned Mount Fuji roller coaster proposed for the Japan Pavilion at Epcot.
Amazing.
Very cool.
So that's going from $500 to
Do they have some of those
$700.
pictures? Sorry.
They're all the sketches.
Yeah, but I want to see
How many
them
of those
now.
books
Now I
are they
wanna see
making?
them.
Does it say how many books they're making? They're making a book of it. There's going to be they're going to be.
I thought they were making a scrapbook and taking the original things and putting it in a.
Well, there's no way that scrapbook is only going to be $500.
So what else do they got at this super cool auction?
Well, I did want to jump back. So it looks like they are Xerox drawing measures,
Yeah.
8.5 by 11, and it's in a red binder.
Yes.
Like this is the detail that you're looking at.
I love red binders.
Yes.
27 sketches. There were
No.
27 of them.
Guys, oh my god. Okay, I passed it. I passed it. Where is it? All right, so here's what's incredibly exciting on page 447. The original Toy Story Midway Mania attraction vehicle props. These are the things that went on the side of the vehicle cars
Yeah.
back when it was Toy Story Midway Mania.
Very cool.
I want this.
I didn't even realize they pulled
Yeah,
Midway out of the
$500
They
title.
pulled with exactly.
And why did they do that? I wonder. Was it confusing? Kids are like, I don't want to go on a Midway. They didn't even know what a Midway.
Disneyland versus Disney World. Disney World, their Toy Story Mania isn't on a Midway.
Right.
The one in Disneyland at California Adventure is on a Midway.
So is that still called Midway Mania in
I think
California?
so. If not, they dropped it on both sides. But the barrel of monkey props going for
Barrel of
for
money.
like
That's how much these things cost.
as
barrel
a
of money.
as a Disney fan, you want to spend some time going through this thing. And I'm not going to spoil too much of it, but let's just say that bring out your checkbook.
Yeah,
Get your
they
wallets,
do this. They do this
kids.
every so often. This is an auction website. Like they they do auctions of all kinds of stuff.
You could actually buy
Yeah,
the horn from a monorail.
Man,
I'm
it
more
just looks like
interested
a
in
horn.
I'm more interested in the tiki room birds, to be honest.
You can get
$80,000
tiki
to
room?
$100,000.
I know.
And they
I was
work.
just saying. Oh, that's amazing. I was just saying to Abby, because we're painting our place right now, and I said, my dream has always been to have a tiki room inspired bathroom, right? Like, that's what I like.
Yeah.
Tropical hideaway.
Yeah,
where you
because
go
right now
pee-pee?
it's like a nautical theme, but I've always wanted like to go full out and have a tiki room one. And she's like, I know. And I go, I want the bath mats to be like green grass, like to have like astroturfy kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I want all the cups and all of the stuff that holds your toothbrushes, all the soap dishes to be
bamboo?
to look like tiki, like with the faces and stuff.
Oh,
all like
yeah, yeah.
to be like super tiki. I want the lamps to be like sconces on the walls, like tiki torches.
Yeah.
And I want an animatronic bird in there to sing to me while I shower. I take off my bathrobe. Ole, ole! It's showtime.
It's showtime.
Well, if you want, you could actually go and get a new Jingle Cruise tiki mug.
Could they change tiki room to pee-pee room?
Well,
In the pee
my gosh.
room.
Grow up, Chris.
It's a
I love
grade
that
4
that's the
joke
line.
for you.
That's the line. Yeah.
It is.
it's a dad joke right there.
Hey, I got 2 kids. So cool. What else is going on in the news?
We go from there to a really fun thing, actually, over at Universal Orlando Resort at Islands of Adventure. The Green Eggs and Ham Cafe is back open.
All right. More photos, photable food.
Instagrammable.
Thank you. More Instagrammable food that you can throw in the garbage.
Actually,
Amazing.
they did something different.
What?
They
What did
actually
they do?
made the food edible.
Get it. Stop it.
I know.
What do they got?
It looks like it's all based around tots.
I just want to say that Chris's face right now as he looks at the food. We're looking at pictures of this food for the people listening, and Chris just went, "What do they got?" With this smile and twinkle in his eye of a child on Christmas morning.
Oh my goodness, you got me right here. Buffalo chicken tots.
Yeah.
You're hitting all my food groups.
Pizza tots?
All of my
Yeah.
food groups.
Yeah.
You got the buffalo, you got the chicken, and you got the tots. All 4 majors.
It's meat, it's potato, and it's sauce. I'm in.
Oh, just
So you can get Who Hash. I just saw you go buy Who Hash.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what is that? Oh, that's the pizza tots.
that's the pizza tots.
Oh, pizza tots, guys, look really good. This looks really good, guys. I love tater tots. Let me start there.
I want to say that I'm going to play devil's advocate, and I'm going to say that this looks really awful, but I bet it's delicious. Like, it looks terrible, but I would eat it for sure and love every second of it.
So
I'm in on this.
It does look like Universal hasn't confirmed whether or not the cafe will remain permanently or if it's just a temporary offering during the holiday seasons. But the big thing is that if it is a hit, which I am assuming it will be,
It's got to be.
those things are completely Instagrammable. People want to have that kind of thing. And there are some of them that look a little bit
It
more.
looks rough. That looks rough.
Yeah.
That looks like...
But I think that's the green eggs and ham.
It looks like it's been eaten already.
Because there's the eggs on that side. There's the ham. So maybe pick and choose. I think Chris and I are both on the same boat with this one. That the buffalo chicken tots and the pizza tots, those will be really good ones.
Even the s'mores Nutella looked pretty good.
Oh, that looks
Yeah,
great.
it looks yummy too. Not bad and not terribly priced.
Yeah, $10 to $14.
Yeah, that's not terrible. There's some make 'em ups, but things that are like Who Hash is from,
Yeah.
that's a thing. So I'm excited to see
Yeah,
it.
and there's one little thing that came up. I don't know if you guys saw it on some random Twitter accounts. I don't know if you guys are still on Twitter, but Rise of the Resistance is opening.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it? Yeah. So by the time you guys are listening to this, because we are recording this
right.
just a day or so before the grand opening, it is open.
This is incredible. This kind of came fast for
It
me.
did.
You were like, oh, I got to wait forever for this attraction. It's here.
Yeah.
By the time you listen to this pod, and I am so pumped. And all I keep hearing about right now is rumblings about people going, I'm going this week. I'm going that week. Friends of the
people going right
podcast.
now?
Our friend Tadio is going to be there.
Cool.
Second week, he's going to be there.
Should I go? Should
Well,
I
I-
just go right now?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's
not
why
yet. It doesn't open for a few more days.
Pixie Dust Fan is going down.
Is she? Of course she is.
Who's that? Just kidding.
Oh, that's funny. So what I'm going to do right now is we're going to watch the official attraction B-roll. And I think having a little bit of a conversation as we're seeing this, it's just incredible.
So
So
looks like there's a BB-8
BB-8,
animatronic.
Cool
Yeah.
BB-8 animatronic.
the costumes for the characters are great.
Look how clean they are.
Yeah.
Give it a year or two. There's a nice layer of dust on that. Look at the funny thing about the videos they have. Obviously, these are actors, and they're just putting on some of the most ridiculous faces, like point at things and be in awe.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
That is a big screen, though, in behind the stormtroopers.
Pointed things and be in awe is that's another great T-shirt. We got to get that made.
So here's the ride experience. So it's trackless.
It's a trackless ride experience. I feel like we've kind of gotten this vibe. What's funny is you see a shot of one of the imperial officers, if you will, but I think they also have a Disneyland a name tag. So they're wearing their proper regalia, but they have a Disneyland name tag. That's pretty funny. The little caps and things that they wear, those bad guys usually have British accents too. Hopefully they've kept that trend up. Yeah, and they've all got British accents.
Now it's cool seeing some of the little details. So one of the zoomed in shots that they had was one of the stormtroopers. I'm assuming is a step up in the.
He's a higher ranking officer.
Higher ranking officer. There we go.
Because he has the shoulder.
Because he has the shoulder thing.
I think isn't that like a sniper?
A little shoulder armor.
I'm sure everyone who's listening to this pod has seen that image of the battalion of stormtroopers.
Yeah.
If they move, I wonder if some of them are animatronics, some of them are people. You don't know. You really don't know.
Yeah, it's like that thing at a horror house where there's a bunch of statues, but one of them's a real person, and they just lunge at you.
It's Us. It's the Us, the ending of the Us maze.
Yeah.
Where they had all these people, like me. You walk into a room with like 20 bodies.
At first, I thought you were thinking
2 or 3 of them jump out at you.
At first, in my head, I thought, this is Us?
No.
Which would be a different kind of horror house
totally
altogether.
Different kind of maze. This all looks good. I'm really excited about it. I've talked about this. I'm going down in February.
Yeah.
So hopefully, the buzzes calm down a little bit. The ride times won't be as crazy. I'm sure they still will be, but what are you going to do?
Well, they're also doing, because when we were down there, we did a little exploration over in that area.
Yeah.
And they had just opened up the main, I guess, entrance. And it was kind of funny seeing that they have Magic Band tap styles.
Yeah, with Rebel Alliance logos on them. Very cool.
Yeah. So does this mean that it's going FastPass route? Probably.
Well, here's my concern.
Like it.
Here's my concern, and we're going to talk about this later in the pod.
Sure.
I've booked all my fast passes, so I'd be pretty perturbed if by the time I get down there, they're like fast passes, and then I can't get any because I've already booked mine. That would be a huge.
Dustin's
bummer.
looking up fast passes.
So I'm hoping that the fast pass situation doesn't happen until later maybe in the spring even.
Well, because you're looking at.
Because look, what's it? The Millennium Falcon attraction still does not have fast pass.
Yeah,
right?
but you don't need it.
Well,
because they have single rider.
Well, I'm just saying maybe that's going to be a choice. Who knows?
Sure. Yeah, there is nothing on My Disney Experience about
fast passes
for this.
Good.
Currently, the top tier is Alien Swirling Saucers, Rock and Roller Coaster, Toy Story Mania, Tower of Terror, and Slinky and Fantasmic.
Yeah.
So
I would fast pass 2 of those.
Yeah, and we're going to get into my fast pass booking and see how I did a little bit later in the show. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
All right. Well, is that the news, guys?
That's the news.
Okay. So let's take a quick break and we'll be right back with more We Like Theme Parks podcast. I'm going to take a break right now and enjoy a frosty beverage. See you in a bit.
Oh, it squirted me in the eye.
From that far away?
Yeah.
Well,
I got grape crush on my face.
do you like it? Is it
He
is it
can't
refreshing?
absorb it through his skin.
That'd be good, give it a sniff.
I love it.
A little bit on my microphone. Can you hear me cleaning it? That's better. All right, we'll be back.
The We Like Theme Parks podcast.
And we're back on the We Like Theme Parks podcast. And
Do you ever listen to those shows where they throw to a break and they forget to put the break in?
Oh, yeah.
That's happened a bunch on, I'm a big fan of the West Wing Weekly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where they're going back through every single episode and all 8 seasons. And it's just funny hearing every so often. And we'll be right back after this break. And we're back.
And we're back.
I forgot to put a break in.
Yeah, it happens. Well, you know what time it is? It's
Segment time, segment time, segment time.
all right. So yours truly had to book some fast passes.
So exciting.
Every time I go to Disney World, I'm just going to preface all this. In the last however many years, I haven't had to do fast passes because I was either comped or I was with another group.
La-dee-da.
I know,
My
la-dee-da,
goodness.
right? So I had
Do you
never...
hear this, man? I didn't have to do fast passes because I was comped. I don't know if you know, but comp is short for complimentary, which means free. So anyway, I've never had to do it. Pardon me while I enjoy this turkey leg.
You're making me sound like a wiener. I'm fortunate to have I had a little bit of access.
I'm just teasing you.
I might not have it now anymore. So,
Did you ever get turkey legs comped?
never. Definitely not. And I tried. I'm like, I'm from the We Like Theme Parks podcast. I'm going to be discussing all about this turkey leg. Now that hasn't happened. Anytime I've gone, I've had friends or people who work there or whatever. I've been able to get in. So the bummer now, because the fast passes are so important, when you get comped, you don't have fast passes.
Yeah.
So it's great, and it's kind of a bummer because you're going to wait in some crazy lines, and there's going to be rides you just can't get on.
Yep.
Unless you want to wait the 3 hours.
But you didn't pay to get in, so it's just casual day.
Okay.
No, I'm not giving you a hard time. I'm like, I'm giving you my perspective on it.
Yeah.
That
So
if I was,
Now
you know what I
the-
mean?
and this is why I was like, I'm paying for these tickets. I
Yep.
want to buy tickets. I want fast passes. My kids are not going to be able to wait in 3 hour lines. So I did it for the first time, and
This is so exciting.
yeah, and Dustin
I've
Dustin
also-
gave me some tips, which was great. Dustin is a genius when it
Wizard.
comes to a wizard with fast passes. He gave me some tips. And he gave me some ideas, and I just want to tell you how I fared, and you guys can maybe tell me if I went wrong. It's a lot more work than you think. And it's
Absolutely.
And I think it's a lot of work. So
well, there you go. So that's even
so
more
what
than
does
that.
that say? Oh,
It
boy.
says that preparation is key, kind of knowing what you want and mapping out your day. And I got to be honest, I had a sense. I came in prepared. Dustin gave me some really good tips saying, these are rides that you're not going to really need fast passes for. Get a sense of what your day is. Then my problem was that I didn't consider as much as I maybe should have. I got this fast pass over here, and then an hour and a half later, I have it over there, but it's on the other side of the park.
Yeah.
You know, so I might have made a couple of boo boos, but
Yeah, but we'll go through
I'm
it.
willing
Let's
to live with it. So here's some booking, and I did what everybody does. I got up at the crack of in the morning.
Yep.
Somebody had told me sometimes I got in at 6 o'clock. So
Yeah.
I was like, I got up at 6:30, and I was like, let me try at 6:30. Did not work.
okay. So it needed to be what?
7 a.m.
course.
And it was rocking and rolling.
And just for context, for the people listening at home, I have no idea what you've done. Dustin, do you know what he's done?
I know
Because
some
you
of
gave
the
him some
highlights.
tips.
Yes.
Okay. And I know nothing, so I might ask a lot of questions.
Please do. And I might have made a lot of mistakes, so I'm interested to hear your feedback, fellas.
Also, I have never booked fast passes because when I go, I either go alone or as a couple, and we are like we're just chill about whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like if there's a 3 hour line for something, it's not a big deal. We're just either gonna wait
Right.
or not do it.
Yeah, this is just a first for me. It was interesting, and I was nervous about it, honestly,
Yep.
because it can make or break your trip. I
Yep.
really want to go on this ride. And now with the way that tickets work, which again was a little bit foreign to me until recently, was, I would just usually buy tickets and go when I wanted to go. But now with fast passes, you have to dictate exactly the day you're going. So that changes, how you do things. So if there's a rainy day, you can't be like, you know what, I won't go today. You've committed to going on that day.
Yep.
You're kind of pooched.
So I just to set things up for our listeners. First off, did you get Flight of Passage?
I did. Yeah. Give me some applauso.
That's awesome. That's as a theme park fan, knowing that you're going to be at Walt Disney World, Flight of Passage, awesome. Plus, we have a bet. So we want to make sure that you're on Flight of Passage in order for one of us to make that dollar if
What was the bet?
Chris Ralph's.
Oh,
off
that's
of it.
right. If you don't feel well.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing was here, and there is an asterisk beside that. My kid, you know what? Maybe I'll get into it
Sure,
later.
sure.
So basically,
Do it in order.
there was a bit of a thing where my plan was, and I had asked my wife. Oh, thank you. We're touching feet, Mark and I, under the table.
We touched feet by
We touched
accident.
feet, and then it was on purpose.
You gotta lean into it.
So the plan, I talked to my wife. I said, look, on this day, I got to
Yep.
get up early.
Yep.
I have to do our fast passes, and I know what's going to happen. The kids are going to wake up while I'm doing it.
Yes.
And I need you to be the defense.
Yep.
That did not happen. So I was interrupted, but I'll get into that
Sure.
as we discuss. So all on my lonesome, my first strategy was, and someone had mentioned it, I watched the video.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin gave me a lot of great tips, but then I just wanted to watch something on YouTube.
You have to see it. Yes.
So I did that. And the person on there gave another tip, which I thought was really helpful, and said, when you're doing your booking, there's going to be more availability later in your trip than there is towards the beginning.
Yeah, I told you this.
Yeah,
because it was because when people are booking,
Exactly.
they say, for example, your vacation starts on January 1st.
Yeah.
They're able to book their fast passes throughout their entire trip. So if they're going until the 7th, they can book on the 1st, the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. That's different than dining. Dining, you have to wait for that specific day.
Yeah.
The window.
So for, as you're saying, there's a lot more availability for your bigger attractions
Right.
at the end because no one's gotten to that just yet.
Right. So I knew the first day I was going to go to the Magic Kingdom, but I was like, forget Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
What's important is I'm going to the Animal Kingdom. I jumped right to Animal Kingdom.
Yep.
I was going during the week. I jumped right in, and I'm going to skip to what I did first.
Sure.
I got Animal Kingdom Flight of Passage 9:30 in the morning.
Awesome.
Felt really good about that. First thing in the morning, we get up, we get in. We're
Gonna
doing
ruin
it.
your day.
If I'm queasy, it's gonna. This is a roll of the dice.
Yep.
And then a caveat here is that I also have to consider my children.
So Everest,
it's a
front
little
row.
bit less. Yeah, this is the thing. So like my youngest daughter can't do Everest, and I think my 4-year-old just won't want to, and it'll terrify her.
Oh, yeah.
So I got an 11:30 at Festival of the Lion King,
Awesome.
and I got a 12:30 at Kilimanjaro Safaris.
See, that's brilliant.
So I feel like I got enough that I got a bunch early in the day, so
Yep.
I can. That was another suggestion from Dustin, was get them early so then you can book more.
Yeah.
Right.
Once you
So-
finish your third, as
Yeah.
you're in the lineup at Kilimanjaro Safaris, you can get another one after that
Yeah.
as you're in line.
Absolutely. So I definitely did that. But that wasn't the case for every day because
true.
things change and
Yep.
things are different and availabilities are different. So then circling back, I went back to the Magic Kingdom the day before and I got everything I wanted. I got
Seven
a,
Dwarfs,
I
Seven
got
Dwarfs,
a,
Seven
I got a
Dwarfs.
9:25 at Peter Pan.
Awesome.
I have an 11:30 at Seven Dwarves.
Awesome.
And I have a 1 o'clock at Under the Sea, The Journey of the Little Mermaid.
So Journey Under the Sea with Little Mermaid
Mm-hmm.
is going to be a catch-22 because usually it is a walk-on.
Right.
And what I would be interested in seeing is, do your days match up with extra magic hours? Because that's that next step.
They do not,
Okay.
to be honest. And I kind of avoided the magic hours
Yep.
because if you watch a lot of crowd calendars, they're the busier days
Yep.
because people want to go for that extra hour. And I know most of those extra hours are in the evening. My kids are going to bed anyway.
Your
So,
kids are gonna be tired.
So I navigated around them,
Yep.
to be honest. Got
No, that's
away
a
from
very
them.
smart move, especially knowing
Yeah.
the way that your family is with 2 young kids.
Yep.
You don't want to be in big crowds.
Yeah.
And you said it yourself during this process, you were booking off of a crowd calendar that changed.
It did. I actually got a notice. Should we shout them out? No, we won't. They don't give us money. There was a crowd calendar.
Goodness, that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, pretty much. There was a crowd calendar online.
but people the listeners might want a resource to.
Well,
I guess you
there
can
is
just
a
Google, you can just Google crowd.
I guess there is a
calendar, they'll
connection
find
with
it.
Dustin. So, what is it?
Touringplans.com?
Touringplans.com. I paid for the subscription.
Yeah,
And
most
it-
people do.
Yeah, it is a great spot. Len Testa and his crew, they do some amazing stuff over there. And yeah, I bought my membership a year ago knowing I was going on this trip. I've got a lot of great information, but what was a bit of a bummer was getting an update and hearing that some of the days that I wanted to go had jumped exponentially.
Yeah, from 4 to 7.
From 4 to 7. So I didn't like that. So I tweaked my days a little bit accordingly, but
Yep.
still great to know. And I think that's a great service that they at least tell you, go, hey, you know what, we think it's going to change.
Yep.
To prepare for it. I think that's great.
So Seven Dwarfs, the fact you got that was great. Peter
Yep.
Pan is great. When you first arrive into the Magic Kingdom, know that the FastPass windows are windows. You don't have to be there at 9:25, 9:30.
Right.
You could actually go between 9:25, 9:30, and then up
Yeah.
to 10:30.
Yeah.
So that means when you first get in, you could go and do something like Barnstormer.
Right.
Or
Yeah, totally. The one that I wanted was Splash Mountain.
Yep.
But it is under refurbishment while we're there.
Oh no,
That happens.
So it happens.
Well, it's February.
Yeah, it's February.
I'm
So is
sorry,
Test
buddy.
Track. Test Track is also not available.
Yeah.
Those are kind of the biggies. So that was the one I was thinking, that's a big line.
Yeah.
My kid will like this ride.
Pirates would
And
be a really fun one as well.
I feel like Pirates, the line moves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Well,
it's
because they
fast, yeah.
they do have 2 lines, so they actually have their queue line is set up so that way they have a full section dedicated to FastPass and another section dedicated just to standby.
Yeah.
Similar to Toy Story Mania,
Yeah.
where when you're going in, you're like, oh, there's a break, so the lines never really merge.
But I feel like Pirates is the kind of ride you could pick up a fast pass on the day.
Absolutely, 100%.
So I tried to go high volume
Yep.
and again, I was by myself at this point, so I was trying to make economical decisions here. What are the kids going to like? What is a busy ride that's hard to get on?
Yep.
And those were my choices. So I moved on to my Epcot day, bright and early in the morning, 9:15.
Living with the land.
I got Frozen Ever After.
I love Living with the Land.
Yeah, me too.
Got to fast pass that for sure.
I rope dropped to Living with the Land.
Rope drop that.
That is another T-shirt. We got to start making T-shirts with just plain text on them.
Yup. Rope dropped. Living with the Land.
Yeah.
Suck it.
Yeah.
Suck it's a bit aggressive.
A little
Chris.
bit.
All right.
It's a little aggressive.
Go suck an egg that was manufactured here at Living at the Land.
Oh my goodness.
They don't have chickens.
This guy's never been on this thing.
I fall asleep. That's my nap. That's my 15-minute nap. I booked an 11:15 Nemo and Friends.
Awesome.
And I booked a 1:30 Figment. So,
Change the Figment.
Yeah?
Because I don't think you'll need Figment for your kids. Honestly, I don't
what's the
think that your
alternative?
kids
What's
would
the
enjoy
alternative
it.
thing that
We
might?
all need Figment.
Contrasting opinions.
No,
I
it's-
dig
that's
that
because
about
of
the
us.
I was
show.
doing a bit. I was saying he said you don't need Figment. I said we all need Figment.
I don't think that for your kids they will get a kick out of Figment. Also, halfway through Figment, if you guys remember, there's a spot where there's a big flash of light and a huge scene where all the screens come down. And it's just a very in-your-face. I think that would scare your kids a little bit too much.
Yeah.
And if you do that middle of the thing,
I don't
middle
know.
of
I
the
mean,
day,
we're gonna put the kid on the Millennium Falcon, so
yeah, true.
sheesh. Come on, kid.
Now, Millennium Falcon, I'm assuming that you're going to be the pilot, right?
Well, you never know. Like I guess
You could ask.
we could see. All right, so
I
let's
just want to
see.
see Chris up there.
Let's
Pew, pew,
all
pew,
right,
pew,
so let's see
pew.
what we can do here. So if I hit modify right now
Yep.
and see if I can get something different.
Sure.
Let's see what it'll let me do. So I'm selecting. It forces you to select your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm selecting all. I'm right here. We're doing this live, guys. There are other things I could get. Living with the Land, Mission Space, Spaceship Earth, Turtle Talk with Crush.
I think you want to do Turtle Talk with Crush.
But the thing is that I'm doing Nemo, and then I'm leaving. I'm not going to come back to that area 2 hours later.
If you do it so it's back to back, you can do the tail end of your Nemo, what time is your Nemo?
My Nemo's at 11, and the Turtle
11 to
Talks
12.
that they have available, I'm seeing at 12:50. I guess there's one at 12:15.
There you go. So what you do is you go to Nemo at 11:45, and it is in the same building. So as you're getting off that attraction, you go right into Turtle Talk.
All right. You've convinced me. Okay, so I've updated it, I think. I'm doing it right. Wiping out Journey to Imagination. Confirmed. Guys, you saw that happen live right here. That's how easy it is to change your fast passes.
Yeah.
It's great. So I've done that, and that is excellent. Thanks for that tip, Dustin. Moving on, and I'll keep it here on this page.
Sure.
So if I have to make more changes, I can. We're talking, I almost said MGM. We're talking Hollywood Studios. I did some funky bookings. I have. And I'm not in love with this
booking,
stuff.
sir. How funky is your booking?
The earliest I could get Slinky Dog Dash was at 1:30.
That's normal.
My thought for that was I'm assuming we're going to rope drop Star Wars. So I'm assuming we're going to be doing Star Wars. Oh, there are some other options. There's still some availability for Slinky Dog. So knowing that we were going to probably do Star Wars, first thing, I decided to focus on the afternoon. So Slinky Dog, I figured we're going to do Star Wars. We're going to eat lunch at Star Wars. And then we can start moving around the other places.
Yep.
So Slinky Dog, I have at 1:30. Then I have the Frozen sing-along, which I know my daughter will go mental
You'll love
for.
it.
That's happening around 3 o'clock. And then I booked a Phantasmic Fast Pass at 7.
Nice.
So I won't get much
Not nice.
use out of
Dustin's
it.
not saying.
No,
I'm
you're
just
not
saying nice
feeling
because
that?
I like Phantasmic.
It's going to be a long day because you're talking about rope drop.
Yeah, and the
And
show's at 8
then-
o'clock. Like the kids are going to be like falling
Again,
asleep.
this is how you're supposed to do these things, right? You go from the very crack of dawn
Yeah.
until they sweep you from
Yep.
the park. Do not eat. Do
Is-
not drink.
Now,
Go,
here
go, go.
here's my question with
And
this.
remember, this will be coming off of a day off, and we've staggered in our trip.
Yep.
And friends out there, hit us up on the mailbag or the ideas, email addresses. Give us a sense of how you do these trips. I like to add extra days and have days to relax. And we've all been there. I've booked a week. I'm doing 4 Disney parks, 2 Universal parks and throw in a water park every day I'm somewhere. When you have kids, I don't know if you can do that. Like your kids are going to
No,
explode.
you got to train your kids. Train your kids.
You got to train these kids.
You know what? I don't want to say this because it's not fair, but maybe be a better father.
Fair.
And the entire time you're down there, you're just like, okay, I have 2 kids. I don't have to take both of you home. Which
Right.
one of you is going to be the best? No? Okay.
Which one collapses?
So
That's awful. Chris, come on.
So yeah, well, I just thought if we're gonna make it to Fantasmic, we would have the booking.
Yeah.
And there aren't that many other real attractions at Hollywood Studios that
Is,
warrant.
Well, Muppets is going to be a walk-on.
Muppets is a walk-on.
Star Tours.
I don't
Star
think
Tours,
the
you
kid-
can do a child swap.
I don't think the kid's gonna want to do Star Tours. I think she's gonna.
I don't
be
think
afraid.
Chris is going to want to do Star.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what?
you're
You-
right. You're
you know
right.
what? And
Yeah.
me too. I think we're gonna get on Battle Escape,
Yeah.
and that's gonna terrify her. I
Yeah.
think we'll do. I think we'll do the Millennium Falcon first.
No. You do
No?
Rise first.
You do Rise first.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I do Rise,
Mm-hmm.
that might scare her, and then she won't do Millennium Falcon.
But
that's my
Rise is going to be
worry.
the scarier.
That's what I'm
because-
saying. That's why I want to do it second. So I get her. She'll go on the next. She'll be like, okay. If she goes on the scary one, she won't go on the second one. That's my concern. But obviously,
My concern is that she's going to go on Millennium Falcon, be afraid, and
Yeah.
won't go on Rise.
Yeah.
That's what
That's
I'm
Now you're really missing out.
because it's a
spa-
simulator.
spaceship, flying a spaceship is a lot less scary than being attacked by a bunch of army droids and getting shot at. And
I'm more
stuff.
looking at the lines.
I know you are, and you're right. And if I wasn't bringing my children,
That's a different
then
thing.
I would totally different thing,
Yeah.
and I would definitely do Rise first because first of all you have to. But I feel like the other part of me is, isn't everyone gonna go do Rise? Isn't everyone gonna go march right down at rope drop? And I'm still gonna wait in a 3-hour line? Like,
Not off the top. So
don't
if
think
you're
so?
there,
Depends on how fast you run, dude.
well,
yeah.
I'm also going low season on a weekday. I'm hopeful that it won't be as crazy.
80% of the people who are at Walt Disney World are there on vacation. So the weekday versus weekend argument at Disney World doesn't work.
The crowd calendar is locking in at a 6, a 5, a 6.
It's mostly like when you're looking at off season, it's more about what's going on at the rest of the resort. So there is a lot that goes into staffing and everything like that. I know Rise of the Resistance is going to be a big hit. Is it going to be as big of a hit to take people away from Toy Story, Midway Mania, and Slinky Dog?
Yeah.
Because at this point, there's 2 ways to get into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
The way coming in from Muppets, the first thing you see is Rise of the Resistance.
Right.
Where everyone going the other way have to go past all through Toy Story Land and everything like that. So it depends on the morning, but I think you've got your kids nailed down, Pat. This isn't going to be your first day, right?
No, this will be towards the end.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So what you could do to really focus on getting your kids the maximum enjoyment out of this day is maybe you do a trip back to the resort midday. And then you go back for Fantasmic. And you know how to read your kids
That's
at that
actually
point.
not a bad idea. Once we do Toy Story and all
Because
that,
you're at...
we go back, we get a swing.
Are you
in.
at Animal Kingdom Lodge this
I'll
day?
be at Animal Kingdom Lodge by that point, yeah.
So that's, an $8 Uber. Or you take that bus, and it's going to be midday. So the midday buses are the worst.
Yeah, it's true.
That is kind of one of those things during the trip. You're going to have to be flexible, but it's about setting expectations and not telling your kids. So here's another tip, big tip for the families.
Yeah.
Don't tell your kids what's next.
Right.
Don't get them excited. Don't get them like, oh, we're going to see Fantasmic tonight. Because what happens if Fantasmic cancels last minute? Because that has happened to me.
Fair.
Yeah, it's happened to me too. Yeah,
That's-
Very
Things
disappointing.
happen. There's
I'm
a
a
lot.
grown man, and I find that very disappointing.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, well, let's do this then.
Sure.
You're not feeling the Fantasmic.
Fantasmic is a great thing for your kids. They will get a kick out of it. The music is great. The story is great. I'm worried about that longevity of the day. Keep Fantasmic because there's nothing else to
Yeah, I was going to
replace
say, I
it.
was going to see what else is available.
But then just play it by ear.
Yeah.
Which is what you said. You might just go home.
Yeah, we might just not go,
Yeah.
and then it is what it is.
And we've actually had a number of fast passes for Fantasmic where we just don't end up back at Hollywood Studios.
right.
We get to 2:00. We end up going back to the resort, and on the way to the resort, hey, look, there's a bus for Epcot.
Right.
So as I'm booking Fantasmic,
Yeah.
my 4-year-old runs over. Daddy, I want to do this. I want to, watch Octonauts. I'm like, honey, I'm booking the rides that we're going to go on at Disney. And she's like, oh, I want to help. She pops up on my lap. So I let her choose
Oh boy.
everything
Here
for
we
our
go.
return trip to the Magic Kingdom.
Okay, so here it goes.
It's not looking good, friends. It's a 9 o'clock Dumbo.
Right
It
on.
is a 12 o'clock Enchanted Tales with Belle, which is actually
Yep,
apparently
not
a high tier one. It's packed apparently because it's a small group.
Mm-hmm.
Like each story time is you maybe got 40 or 50 people in
Just
that
make
room.
sure that your wife has a camera out
Yeah.
because, you're going to get picked.
Yeah, my kids will get picked.
No,
for
you
sure.
will get picked.
Why? Me?
Oh, yeah.
Was it they need a Gaston or something?
No.
I'm gonna end up being like a guard or,
You're going to
or
be
a fork.
You're going to be a fork.
Yeah, bummer. They don't know I'm capable of so much more. And then finally, I have 2 o'clock meet Cinderella and Elena at Princess Fairy Tale Hall. Yeah, but that's what she wanted, right? Yeah. She picked it. So
Do you think she'll remember if you change them?
Yeah, because she was like, "Mommy, I picked Cinderella." I'm like, "Well, there you go. It's in stone, my friends."
I have a question
but
going
at
back.
least they're all early,
Yep.
so maybe we'll get a Jungle Cruise or a Pirates or I feel like I'm not going to bring her on the Haunted Mansion. Maybe we'll do a
You could do a child swap. Yep.
and we'll
scary.
take Devin on, but maybe Devin will lose her mind and
Yep.
it's too scary. I don't know. We'll see.
During
see.
that time period, you can actually go and have them try and find the hidden Pascals over in the
and
the washrooms.
the bathroom,
Yeah.
the fanciest toilet in all of Disney World Resort. The good news about these last 2 days is this is when my friends will be there.
Oh,
So
perfect.
hopefully I have maybe someone's not feeling a ride. Great, take
Yeah.
my kid.
Because that's
Here's a
going to be
churro.
9.
Here's a churro. Maybe me and my wife can go on a ride
Yeah.
for the last couple of days. So that's all right.
I have a question about Hollywood Studios when you're there.
Yeah.
Isn't Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway?
No.
That's a mouthful.
Spring.
It's so easy to say Runaway Railway.
Yeah.
Runaway
It's a nice, you know what? It's a vocal warm up.
It is.
Unique Unork.
Yeah. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Yeah.
See, I already messed it up.
Yeah.
I'm going home.
I'm out of
So it's
here.
it's open in spring. Why did I think it was open in the
I think
in the
they
winter?
just kind of. I don't know if it was an announcement. But
Yeah, they still haven't officially said when it's opening. They just say spring 2020, and spring could mean June.
yeah, it could mean anything. So who knows? Well, that's it, guys. That's my plan. So we even made a swap on the fly. Really
Yeah.
cool. Do your fast passes. Take the time. Plug in. Go onto YouTube. Do a little bit of research, and then consider your party and consider what other people's needs and desires are. Obviously, one person will be doing the clicking.
Yep.
So it's great to just have the conversation, know what people want. You know, my wife is like, whatever, but I keep thinking about the kids. I'm
Yep.
like, is my kid really going to want to do this? Probably not. Maybe we'll get at it later. Maybe the kids will fall asleep. Who knows?
Yep.
All right.
Cool.
Well, hey, speaking of talking about trips, either upcoming or trips from yesteryear, it's time for another little action in some more segment time.
Segment time, segment time, segment time.
It's Trip Report, part 2. Okay, so Dustin, last week, we talked all about your weekend. Or how many days were you there? Like 4 days?
We were there for
Just talking about just Disney. You
just
were in Disney
Disney.
3-4 days?
yeah, 4 days.
Yeah. But then you spent 3 or 4 days in Universal as
Yeah.
well. So we didn't talk about that. And we wanted to get the lowdown. We wanted to get the skinny on all the stuff that you experienced that was new, all the highlighted moments in and around the Universal parks.
Yeah.
Give us the skinny, my friend.
Cool. So this was part of the Universal Joint Podcast event, sponsored by Storybook Destinations. Got to throw it out there, I know.
Neither of them sponsor us.
No.
Yet.
You know what? They sponsored your trip,
Storybook-
and that's
Yeah,
plenty.
and that's all that matters. So what we ended up doing was heading up Sapphire Falls Resort, which it was the first time I had been
Hey,
to Sapphire
pretty
Falls.
swanky, no?
It's a gorgeous resort. The nice
Yeah.
thing is that out the window, you can actually see the Wizarding World of Harry Potter from your window.
What's
so,
this thing right out your window? Is this your pool?
Yeah, that's the pool.
Oh, the pool looks
Yeah.
really cool.
So it was great stepping in, and they hooked us up with lanyards and everything. It was so much fun to see my name on everything.
Well, it's funny because it says it's time for Christmas with Jim.
Mm-hmm.
And then
very
way
small
down later
letters.
in very small letters, it says with special guest Dustin.
Also, I want to say, in Dustin's defense, he has a special placement as opposed to, like, yes, it's true, Jim has the headline up top, but it doesn't in small letters just say with special
Oh,
guest
no.
Dustin.
I was just giving him a hard time. Yeah, he's featured.
No,
in
you are
the-
picking on Dustin again.
I am,
and I'm
yeah.
coming to his defense this
Oh
time.
my goodness, Dustin loves this.
No, but it's cool because you're the little tag on the present.
Yeah.
So it's like
I'm a present. I'm a gift.
It's like at the beginning of a sitcom or an episode of a TV show where it's like the cast starring these people, and then with these people,
Yeah.
but featuring
Yeah.
Albert Finney.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. Ooh, I
or
love Aberfan.
Tim Curry. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Oh, I love Tim Curry. Well,
Did I date myself by choosing those two?
A little bit, but it was
specifically?
part of the
Pick
fun.
two of my favorite. Did your cat just touch
It's
me?
kind of like Community. Remember the TV show Community
Oh.
from a few years ago?
It's just a cord. I felt like this brushing up against my leg. I love Community. Great
Right.
show.
So it was the whole cast
yeah.
featuring Chevy,
Chevy
Chase.
Chase.
Yep.
Yeah,
You're the
yeah,
Chevy
yeah.
Chase.
Yeah.
Jim Hill is
Jim Hill
the entire cast of Community,
and,
and
Dustin
you are
is
Chevy Chase.
You know what? I'm cool with that. So we start out the trip heading over to City Walk. I had to get the Voodoo Donuts. So
Wow, yum.
so had to.
I was about to give you a hard time and say you didn't have to, and then I looked at them and I went, "Yeah, you had to."
I had to.
Yeah, definitely a destination, guys. If you're in City Walk,
Yeah.
Or maybe
Especially around breakfast
maybe a
time.
destination.
Ah.
oh,
Hey, those are the dust. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So we ended up doing a walk
I
around
think he's
the.
gonna make a tweak to stepstomagic.com.
Yeah,
Maybe.
destinations.
Destinations.
So we got to do a walk around, some history tour. We had some technology, so we actually people could listen to us as we were walking around. We got to spend some time up on the rooftop bar, which by the way in November gets a little bit cold. Our big highlights were definitely the history tours that I got a chance to do with Jim. Anytime Jim tells stories, everyone listens because it's fun and exciting, and you never quite know where it's going to end up. So
Jim Hill, Disney historian.
Oh yeah, and Universal historian.
Universal historian. Funny, I think I might have mentioned this before.
Sure.
When Mark and I started talking about being fans of Disney and Universal, Mark's tidbit to me was, you got to listen to this Jim Hill guy. And that's how this whole podcast got started. I started listening to Jim.
Yep.
Led me to Dustin. Here we are.
Year later.
There it is.
Has it been a year?
No, not yet.
Okay.
We're getting close, actually. I just discovered our test podcast that we did before we even started anything, and it was in February.
How rough was that?
Oh, you don't want to hear
Oh, my
it.
goodness.
Uh,
We were just figuring it out,
yeah.
kids. We figured it out.
and it will never
Mostly.
be released.
No, never.
So yeah, it was a blast. We ended up doing Men in Black, which was always fun. I will never tell what my score was. So I got 999,000.
Lies.
Yep.
Lies.
I think the big thing with Universal is that there's so much that goes into the characters and into the experience that Disney World has kind of lost. They don't have characters walking around anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fun though when you can just cruise by or hang out quickly with just regular characters. I noticed that, and maybe Mark, you remember, they did have cruise around characters in Tokyo.
Yes,
Yes.
I was about to say yes, they
Yeah.
did.
And in Disneyland, they do have it. They
Yeah.
don't have the same kind of structured
Sure,
meet and greets.
Yeah.
Universal has that as well. So meeting Diego and Dora, getting Olive Oil and Popeye and all those characters. We ended up hitting up lunch. So Jill went to Mel's Dine-In, and then we went from there over to Krusty Burger.
How is a Krusty Burger?
I was about to say no veggie options at Krusty Burger.
The veggie options were poor at best.
Okay.
So we ended up doing a veggie burger over at Mel's, and once again, that was poor as well.
Right.
We didn't really have a good opportunity to get food.
I feel like Universal's a bit behind on that
Yes.
still, right? On the plant-based options.
yeah.
But I do have one thing that on day 2 will actually make you very happy.
Okay.
Did you get a squishy?
No.
Okay.
We got butterbeer instead.
Should a squishy be in the? If we're gonna do a thing about signature drink,
Yeah.
should a squishy be in there?
No.
Does anybody go and get the squishy? Is
No,
it a
you
big
go
thing?
to 7-Eleven and you get a
I
squishy.
don't know, but shouldn't they have an authentic squishy that you can get at The Simpsons?
They do. No
And
one gets it
nobody
because
likes it?
butterbeer is right around the corner.
I suppose.
Also, what are the squishy flavors? Like, what's the flavor
Cherry.
of squishy? Right?
I think
like, it's all
it's
regular
actually
stuff.
it's colors: red, green, blue.
That's kind of funny.
That's
Yeah.
kind of
And
funny.
a green squishy.
Yeah.
That's all right.
So we ended up getting our butterbeer on, which was great. I wanted to point out that the cupcake game and dessert game over in Harry Potter is actually very well done.
Well, if you think of the movies, treats is a big thing. It's
Absolutely.
something about the Brits and their tea and cake, you
Yeah.
know, and treats. So, and it's also fun for kids. So,
Well, and that
it
was the
surprises
disappointing-
Me, doesn't surprise me one bit that they're doing really fun, cool edibles. Yeah.
They were thinking about that during the book, where Star Wars is having that issue right now because there really wasn't any focus on food.
Yeah, literally, Amperu pour one thing of blue milk, and there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas Harry Potter, that was in her mind. Because, did I read something about that? Because it was like in the Chronicles of Narnia, they talk so much about Turkish delight.
Yeah.
right? And as a kid, I remember Turkish Delight, and I was so excited to taste it, and I had a Turkish Delight.
And what did you think?
I think I was the only person I know that loved it.
Yeah, because I don't care for it.
I love a flowery dessert.
Yeah?
Much to the chagrin of a lot of my friends.
Those kids would have done anything for Turkish Delight in the Narnia books.
And I remember being like, oh, Turkish
I
Delight.
want you to jump into that hole of fire. I don't know. I'll give you a Turkish Delight. Whee!
Off I go.
So something that came up during the trip that was actually really unfortunate was a lot of the lines were not offered. So you would go into Gringotts Bank, for example, and be like, awesome, I'm going to go on ride Single Rider at Gringotts Bank. Single Rider would be closed. And there would be no reason, no example, no anything like that. You would go and actually talk to a team member, and they'd be like, it's going to open today. We're like, yeah, but it's like midday. Why isn't Single Rider
It's 3
open?
o'clock, homie. Open your
Yeah.
Single Rider line. Yeah.
And so that was the weird thing. We actually
Is
went
the
so
Single Rider
far.
line different? Like, would it take you away from any of the storytelling before the attraction?
Yes.
Because, I mean, that's, like, at Gringotts, it's really cool. They
But
go
once
through the
you've
whole
done
bank.
it once,
Yeah, I
you don't
suppose.
need to do it again.
Well, then there's the tip. If you haven't done it, do the whole lineup. Like, this is why I'm pretty cool with standing in line at Star Wars
Sure.
or at Flight of Passage, because I haven't experienced that big line yet.
Yep.
Like the storytelling before it.
So we actually got so far as to like wanting to go into Gringotts that we found a locker, and we're like, awesome, we got our locker, went over, and Single Rider was closed, and we're like, we're just gonna go and get our stuff and then go, because it just didn't make any sense. We actually ended up going on Transformers instead.
And how long was the
It was like
standby
50
line?
minutes.
50.
Yeah.
That's not terrible.
But it's not what you wanted to do, so that's
50 minutes posted at Universal is different than 50 minutes posted at Disney.
fine. Ooh, what's that detail?
It's basically double that.
No.
What? No.
Really?
It was
I don't
that
dis-
bad that
Wow.
you would look on the screen and on the sign to be like, okay, Transformers is going to be a 20-minute wait. And you would wait 20 to 40 minutes.
I remember the last time I went to Universal bailing on Transformers because of line. And I think that happened too. It was like a half hour.
Yeah.
45 minutes later, we're like,
We haven't
weren't
moved
even
all
near the
that
front.
long. Yeah.
Like, let's get out. I think that I might have broken down. But yeah, fair
Well,
enough.
and when Flight of the Hippogriff is 50 minutes.
No.
And
no, it ain't.
Yeah, it is. And
Forbidden Journey.
Forbidden Journey is 70. You know something's up here.
Yeah.
So yeah, the day that we spent in Universal Studios Florida was great. We ended up spending the second day over at Islands of Adventure. I think the big thing that we took away from Islands was that it is so much more themed.
Well, of course it is, because it's all IPs all day long, like with their own areas, right?
Well, but that is the difference between Studios and Islands, because Studios has IPs. They've got Simpsons. They've
but
got
you're
Men in Black.
But you're in a studio, like you're in a New York section. So how do you fit in there? You're in a San Francisco, as opposed to going to Seuss Landing. And I'm in Seuss Town, so everything I touch is going to be Seussed, not New York.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So we definitely went through this whole idea. I ended up getting a couple of photos for Chris because it was fun.
Pretzels and churro pictures.
Pretzels and churro photos.
But no Dagwood sandwich.
No date, so it was closed.
You talked so much about this sandwich, home of the Dagwood.
When the
There's a
sign
big
says,
open.
sorry, we missed you,
Bummer.
there's only so much that I can do. I can only knock so many times before they look out and be like, dude, it's closed.
I gotta tell you, we talked about this a little bit before, but yeah, some of these comic book strip characters and IPs, there's long in the tooth, and then there's this, like Kathy. I mean, come on.
Well, yeah, and
know?
anything on Comic Strip Cafe, and
Although I do love Captain Caveman, Oonga Boonga.
no one else knew what you just said.
I knew what it is.
Okay.
Is that
I
not
knew
Captain
what it is.
Caveman?
Captain Caveman. I know Captain. It's Captain, isn't it?
Captain Caveman.
Captain Caveman.
Like it was just an awkward way to go around and be like,
Yeah.
okay, this is from a time
What was that
gone.
Viking's name again? Yeah,
Hagar.
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 Oh, it's right there. It says it behind him.
That was close.
So yeah, that was a big thing. I also really liked the idea that they have started to go into a lot more pop vinyls. So there's full stores dedicated to pop,
Right.
which big fan of.
I can't do it.
I will not do it.
I've got a few.
Yeah, you've got a few.
I will not do it. I can't. I have children.
Yeah.
I cannot take food out of their mouths and put them into little puppets.
Yeah. So we
They're not
also
puppets, don't do that.
we went from there over to check out Toothsome, and Toothsome's Chocolate Factory was great. I think it would have been a lot better with Willy Wonka.
I agree.
Because that's what it
Don't
would
they
have
own
been.
that? You know who owns Willy Wonka?
That's a.
I'll look it up.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but they should buy it.
They should.
Give me a Willy Wonka, all of it.
So we
Yeah,
went.
that would be the next great ride. The Willy Wonka
then you
boat
could
ride.
have
Oh,
would
that
be
boat ride?
unreal.
Absolutely.
You
it'd
could
be-
have the Willy Wonka musical.
Yep.
Play in right after SpongeBob.
Did
Oh,
you see that?
absolutely.
Did
I
you see the
haven't
one
seen
that,
it. I
that
heard
they
it's-
made
I heard it's
recently?
okay.
It is okay.
Yeah. Like, would you say SpongeBob is better though?
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds
Yeah,
like it.
without hesitating. Yes.
Yeah.
Although Violet Beauregard's song is the highlight of that show, I think.
Okay.
The squirrels?
No, that's Veruca Salt.
Oh, sorry.
Violet Beauregard, they give her like an social media thing where she's the queen of pop.
Yeah.
Because she chews gum all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And pops her gum.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a good song.
Yeah.
Like
Cool.
her song to me was the highlight of the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Back to Trip Report, the idea is that there were only 2 days that we really spent in the parks. One was Universal Studios Florida. The other one was Islands of Adventure. I got to point out, Islands of Adventure, starting out the day, we didn't have anything scheduled till 10. We got to the parks at 8. I think it was about 8:20 or so. And then ready and willing, and we're going to go and do 8 o'clock. We were there right at 8 o'clock. And we're like, perfect. We're going to go and do Hagrid's. It's going to be awesome. We run back to Hagrid's. There's not a single person who says anything of the least. It's like, okay, Hagrid's, it's here. Go and stand in the queue. And we've talked about this before, how Universal actually allows people to get into queues of rides that are not working.
Right.
That bugged me for this because we actually didn't end up getting onto the ride until 10:40.
Oh, almost 3 hours.
Almost 3 hours of waiting.
But it sounds like the ride wasn't even running yet because you were standing in line like in one spot for Eon.
It just wouldn't go. We were there 9 o'clock. I was taking photos randomly at 9:50, hadn't moved. 10:12 didn't move. We finally ended up going at about 10:15 or so, and still between 10:15 and 10:40, that's a long time.
That's a long wait.
And that's because, and it didn't make any sense why they didn't open the ride on time.
Right.
Because they were already going to be closing the ride at 4 o'clock.
Right.
So if you know that your attraction is going to be closed at 4 o'clock and you don't open it with the rest of the attraction, it's the downfall of Universal. And Universal is really getting a lot of egg on their face by people going and saying, hey, we're spending upwards of $100 per day.
Okay, but you went on the ride.
Yep.
And?
Oh, it was great. It was great. It was
great, or is it, because some people are saying this is one of the best rides in Florida now.
I think after spending 3 hours in a queue,
So you're a little cheesed by the time you got on.
So
Okay.
that was a big issue. The other thing is that once you get on the ride, yes, it's a ride. It's an attraction. It's storytelling. You're seeing something that POVs have been everywhere, and there's so much that goes into it.
What about thrills? Is it really boot and like you were like, whoa, like
Yeah, it was great. A lot of wee. So that was fun. The attraction itself is worth that wait. It's not worth 6 hours. It's not worth they have to get their operations under control.
yeah.
And that was just it was a great attraction.
What is the problem? Do we know? Are there any rumors as to what the problem is?
Yes. So it's going in between all of the different drop sections. So this attraction goes not just in a straight line, not just in a queue. They actually go.
it locks and drops, right?
It locks and drops. They also have a section where it goes backwards.
Right.
There's a lot of different moving parts within this attraction, and it all doesn't work seamlessly.
So what's the logic that they open it late and close it early so that it's just less stress on the ride? Is that like
That they can fix it.
So they have to fix it every day. It gets kind of displaced, and every day they got to readjust it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is that as a guest, someone who's spending that kind of money to be in a line, and this is what they say, they are touting this ride everywhere.
Yeah.
And we were there early. We were to not have your main attraction open was such a disappointing thing. And I will say it, for a long time until we go back and they prove me wrong. But the attraction is worth it if you actually can see the trains running.
As far as the storytelling in the queue,
Yep.
was it good stuff?
Yeah, it's
we've
an
seen
amazing
video of it.
queue.
Yeah.
It's an amazing queue. If you're walking through it, if you're stuck in the same spot for an hour and a half, you start.
At least you didn't have an animatronic in front of you giving you the same spiel for an hour.
That is very true.
So that was disappointing.
Yep.
But was Poseidon's Fury working?
It was.
Oh, great. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
for
so
as long
you're-
as you have
so you're
the
golden.
main attraction.
Yeah.
Uh,
a main attraction.
Yeah. So we ended up from there going on the rest of the walking tour with Jim, which was an absolute blast. And then we went for lunch. We ended up going over to Jurassic Park, and Jill had a dragon fruit meal. So actually a really well done
Dragon fruit's
vegetarian
great.
food. I had a chicken wrap with some roasted fries. I wanted to point out that I was going to get the turkey leg, but there were no turkey legs.
Let it be known that Dustin is showing Chris a picture of an empty bin that says turkey legs.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just,
I was there.
It's just
Literally
sad.
the
It's
saddest
saddest
thing you
photo
can show
I've-
Chris.
Yep.
I've seen.
Yep.
No turkey legs.
So we went from there back to, and we did the full rehash of everything that we did over on the Universal Joint podcast, the live one. So we talked about the Grinch and everything like that. But what I wanted to do was also showcase the fact that they've got some really cool character interactions at Islands. They do a lot of, all the Marvel characters are out. And when they make their entrance, they come out on these little,
Those look like
little
spiders.
vehicles.
yeah, little spiders.
I want to say in that one picture you have a Wolverine. It looks like he has like a little bit of a tummy.
That's
And I
because
love
he
it.
does. He definitely
I could
does.
be Wolverine.
Yeah. So we ended up from there going and checking out the Hogwarts Castle projection show at nighttime. Once again, amazing.
Yeah.
They do multiple shows. So just keep that in mind. There's not
So
a
you don't
lot.
have to sit for the first
You
one.
don't have to sit for the first one. Is really busy. If you go after that, it's perfectly fine. The issue that we have with this, 7 o'clock park closure. Now, if you close your park at 7 o'clock, you would think, oh, I'm going to take a little bit of time, keep the shops open, everything like that. No, 7:05, they had security go in and wipe all of the guests to the front.
Now, why
Not-
do you think they're shutting things down so early?
I talked with a couple of team members, and they said that it's business decisions that focus around crowd expectations.
Because I'm thinking, what
is that?
it's
even mean?
at 7 o'clock is weird because each guest could still have a dining experience there.
Well, there's no table service.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this on one of the earlier shows. Right. Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios have horrible dining because they close so early.
Right.
So you can only have maybe 4 restaurants on property that take reservations.
Right, of
Versus over
course.
at Disney that's over 300.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just remember going to the parks and they closed real late.
Yeah.
And now they all close so early.
Yep.
And it's like, I get it if you're having a Christmas party or a Halloween party.
Sure.
Sure. And they kind of feel bad for those guests that are getting punted out early, but they knew what they were doing.
Well, and they
and then here
sent,
they've got to 7 o'clock for nothing. I
and they
don't
sent
understand.
security in. That's what bugged me the most because we closed down Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
And when that happens, you have security come in, but it's not your first interaction. Your first interaction is usually a half hour after everything's closed. They close down the rides.
Right.
Then they start to
Yeah, they start at the
strategically close stuff. Yeah.
And everything, yeah.
And it's not coming up and saying, get out.
Right.
It's cast members coming up and saying, hey, just so you guys know, we're going to be closing in a couple of minutes. If you guys can make your way to the front, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
There's a difference in ending your day on a negative, which in our opinion and what happened, the fact that we had security come up and basically say, get out. And we look at our watch and it's 7:05.
Maybe
That's
maybe
really tight.
Maybe on the merchandise side of things, they're not getting that kind of heat. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like when you go to Disney, you're walking and you're leaving the park.
You're,
But
not,
the
you're not going
stores-
to have that kind of heat when you kick everybody out. At
Well, yeah, but my
7:05.
point is that like
They kicked them out of the stores too.
we've all
Like-
been walking down Main Street as
Yes.
the park is closing, and the shops are insane.
But that's
Yes.
because they keep them open.
Right, they keep them open, and it's kind of the last thing you want to do because you don't want to look around your crap
Yeah.
all day, right?
Yep.
So here, I don't know if they get that same kind of value proposition with the merchandise. They kick you out early, but maybe the reason they're kicking people out early is because they're not running around grabbing all this stuff, and maybe they're seeing what's the value. Because I'm sure they had there's somebody far more intelligent than I have clock the numbers on how much people are buying, how much people are eating versus how much it costs to leave the park open, operations, et cetera, et cetera. And they said, not worth it. 7 o'clock, get out.
If I may, this is like sort of a chicken and egg situation.
Yeah.
But if they act the way Disney does, where they gently sweep people forward, I mean, this is how they do it in California anyway, where they'll just close down the back of the park and they'll just start putting ropes up. So you can't go any further back. So once you step forward, it's like, oh, I can't step back anymore.
Yeah.
If they did that and kept the shops open, yes, I hear your point about maybe nobody was shopping. But you know what? Nobody will shop if you're closing down at 7:05. If you stay open, now there's an opportunity, and maybe they can find a way to make that business work. Right. I think that's a smarter business plan.
Well, I also think on the Disney side of things, with the smart thing that they do is the day ends with fireworks and a parade, so it drives you back to the front of the park.
Yep.
Right.
So now you have that captive audience that all I can do is buy stuff or watch these shows. Whereas I don't think you have that at the port of entry. There isn't any kind of experience. There are the shops, but the only shop I can really remember in the port of entry is the Christmas shop, and that's it.
Yep.
So
we had this discussion as we were being kicked out of this park at 7:05, and it was just like, okay, what are we going to do now? We ended up going back to the hotel and doing 3 hours of trivia on a night where we had we were in the parks. We had people who had flown across the country to go to Universal. And not only did Islands of Adventure close at 7, so did Universal Studios Florida, and everyone goes out to City Walk. All of a sudden, you can't get a reservation for 2 people at any of those places, Margaritaville or anything.
Because it's early. People still want to be out.
People still want food.
Yeah.
And they're just like, how are you dumping 2 full parks? And we've all been outside of Festival of the Lion King when they dump. And you're walking through the Africa section and you're like, holy cow, this is so many people. That's one attraction.
Right.
When you have all these parks emptying at the same thing, Universal had a chance to really take things into a different lineup. And I feel like this was an example of whether or not they can compete with Disney.
Right.
So you guys went and played trivia instead.
We played trivia.
What was the big prize?
I lost. So keep in mind, I was down there. It was a sponsored event.
Don't you dare say you purposely lost.
It was a sponsored event. I did purposefully change arguments in order to satisfy everyone. So that happened.
So is that a perfect segue to speaking of trivia?
Well, I wanted to finish out
and losing.
Oh my goodness!
Throwing.
I want to know what the prize was. What was the prize though? What was the trivia prize?
We didn't actually.
There
I think
no prizes.
There weren't a lot.
It was just for brand supremacy.
Yeah, I did want to point out just a couple of things on the last day because it was an absolute blast. They've got a really cool photo op in Jurassic Park. They have 2 cast members set up and one of them takes a photo and they have a T-Rex encounter where you have to act like there's a T-Rex and the guy has a plush toy.
That's very funny.
Absolutely hilarious. They
have a sign that says 0-minute wait, which is very funny.
So that was a really great interaction. We did have multiple butter beers throughout the entire trip. We ended up doing the park to park, heading back over to Simpsons and everything. But we ended out the day at the Today Show Cafe.
You had the smallest sandwich.
These are the Al Roker's chicken sandwiches.
Are they good?
They are not good.
Oh, Al Roker.
Well,
get your chicken together, buddy.
They're biscuits, and the biscuit as a whole is usually dry.
Yeah.
You have to have really good sauce.
Bleh.
The sauce didn't work out. So,
what did you expect, though? Let's be honest.
Al Roker, right?
It was a chicken sandwich, and it was all over their social media. It was all over everything. So, what we really discovered from the trip to Universal is that they've got some great attractions, from Spider-Man to all the Hogwarts and everything like that. It's what you make of it, and know that Disney and Universal are very different. So yeah, that was the trip. It was great fun.
Well, that's cool. I like it. I think that you had a great trip. We were staring at a lot of your posters there.
I like that. I like your analysis of this. I think you had a great trip.
I think you had a great trip.
Yeah.
I think I had fun hearing about your great trip.
I did find the Bort
neat
keychain.
Oh, abort. Speaking of aborting, I think it's time for a little
King of the Castle.
I'm ready. I'm energized. I'm pumped. Some Dustin Fuhs guy has been the champion at King of the Castle for how many? Have you won in a row?
It's been a week.
No,
What
do you mean it's been a week? How many? You were undefeated in the last 7, 8?
It's been 6 days. It's okay.
Oh, come on. Well, look at this tough guy.
Okay.
Well, I am ready to throw down. Finally, I won the #1 contender match, and I'm ready to take that championship away and gloat like crazy. And I don't think if I win this thing, I might cool my jets a little bit and maybe put this up for grabs so often. You know what I mean? Like let it sparkle for a little while. I can just enjoy it, flaunt it. Get on Instagram with it. We should have a crown or something.
Yeah,
something. I'm gonna go to the dollar store and
Get a
pick
belt.
something up. A belt.
Get a heavyweight championship belt.
Mark.
Okay, it's King of the Castle.
Yeah.
The game is before and after.
Yes.
So I think what was an example? What was the example I gave of before and after before?
Beauty and the Beastly Kingdom.
Yes, exactly.
Have you been practicing?
So
No, that was the one, and I was just like,
okay.
okay.
So subject is before and after.
Yeah.
The theme of today's before and after is Universal mashed with Disney. So every answer will be a Universal and a Disney property, be it a movie or an attraction in the parks.
Okay.
Yes.
Most of them will be attractions in the parks. Some of them will be both. A couple of them will just be a movie or a property of like a TV show or something.
I'm so pumped for this.
Okay. So we're going to go back and forth. Champion's advantage. The champion gets to choose if he would like to go first or second.
I'll go first.
Great.
Perfect. That's what I wanted.
I know.
I wanted to go second. I'm already in your brain.
Oh boy, the taunting is...
I've learned from Marty Adams.
You shouldn't learn anything from Marty Adams. Okay? All right, so the first one, here we go. Jungle Cruise, Tiki Room, and Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse all have been overrun with raptors. Bit of an easy one. Bit of a gimme.
Adventureland Before Time?
No, it's all Universal and Disney. Universal and Disney. So Jungle Cruise, Tiki Room,
So that's
Swiss
Adventureland.
Family Treehouse have been overrun with raptors. You have one guess, and then it goes to Chris for the steal.
Here
we
the Jurassic Park River Adventure Land.
There you go. Ding for Dustin. What's
It's a good
1
one.
point, Dustin?
It's a good one.
Chris,
Yeah,
you get
what's
number
up?
2. I hate to
Okay.
tell you, buddy, this is a bit of a hard one.
Okay, I'm ready.
After
Yeah.
drifting through Tokyo, Anna and Elsa urge you to let it go with them. After drifting through Tokyo, Anna and Elsa urge you to let it go with them.
After. That's the weird thing. You underlined after. I'm gonna say.
Should I give a hint here? Just a gentle hint?
I don't
No.
know. Probably not.
Dustin does not want to.
Maybe what we do is if we both get it wrong, then you can bust.
Then I'll
it.
okay.
yeah,
I'll bust out a hint if you both. get it
Okay.
wrong. Absolutely.
Sorry,
Great idea.
I'm trying to. All right. I'm gonna say. I got nothing.
Okay.
I don't want to give a clue. So I'm gonna.
we need a ding and a buzzer sound effect. on
Yeah,
there.
we do.
Next
We do.
time. Next time.
Yeah. Fast and the Frozen Ever After.
No, you're very close though. So Tokyo Drift. So you figured out that Fast and the Furious
Yeah.
is there's the Tokyo Drift reference.
Yeah.
Just here's the big hint. Tokyo Drift was Fast and Furious 3.
Yeah.
Which is why I stressed after.
Right.
Okay, you've got 5 seconds.
Well, are we doing both or it's me?
No, you guys are both.
This
right
is-
now it's 1-0 for Dustin.
No. But I'm saying we can both answer.
You
right
can
now?
both answer. You can
Okay.
both answer.
Fast and the no,
But
it's
this-
not. It's not Fast. So it's going to be Frozen
Fast
2.
and the Frozen 3.
No.
Fast and the Frozen 2.
No.
Okay. what's
Okay,
the
so
next
here it
clue?
is. So the answer.
Oh, you don't have another clue?
No.
Okay. Well,
The
this is
answer.
it. Nobody
The
gets-
answer is nobody gets a point. When it went to Dustin for the steal,
Yeah.
he couldn't get it.
Yep.
0. Nobody gets
Okay,
anything.
all right.
Nobody gets anything. You hear me? So it was Fast and Furious for the first time in forever, a Frozen sing-along celebration.
Oh my God, that's so hard.
What a
It's so hard.
After drifting through Tokyo, Anna and Elsa
See, I-
urge you to let it go with them. Fast and Furious 4, the first time in forever, a
Yep.
Frozen sing-along celebration.
That's yeah.
You should have said
No, that was a good one.
because
Okay.
Tokyo Drift was 3, wasn't it?
Yes, so Fast
After-
and
after
Furious 4.
4.
Yeah.
The first time in forever. Here we go.
Yeah.
I should have figured that out. Okay.
Okay.
But you didn't.
Dustin, you're up.
Okay, here we go.
Do-do-do-dum.
I know we really need those sound effects. Next time. Ian Malcolm goes on a forbidden journey and escapes from Gringotts.
The Jurassic Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
No. Damn. But you're close.
The Jurassic Wizarding World?
No.
No. Okay.
It's definitely the Jurassic World.
Okay, so I'll give it to you
it's-
again and I'll give
No,
you...
because he.
I'll add
do-
a hint. I'll
now
add a
do the
in
hint
here.
and we
Okay.
can
I'll
both
do the
jump
hint
in.
in here, okay? So The actor who plays Ian Malcolm goes on a forbidden journey and escapes from Gringotts.
The Wizarding World according to Jeff Goldblum.
That is the answer.
Yes.
That is the answer.
That was good.
Do we give Chris the point for that?
Yeah, it's a
Is that
steal.
the steal?
That's how this works.
Okay.
No, Dustin?
Some of these are
I
pretty.
thought it
some of
was
these get
I
pretty
thought it
hard.
was you go.
But you know
I
what?
get a chance to steal, and then he gives a hint, and we both go. I thought that was the thing.
I was saying that it should be nobody gets it if you don't get the steal.
What
but
are you talking
I'm going to put a
about?
question mark next to that one. So if
my
you win
goodness.
by 1 point, it will be a controversial win.
All right. Okay. Well,
Okay.
I finally get confident and get one, and you dump on it.
No. I'm not dumping on it. You got the point.
I got a point with a question mark is what I got.
Okay.
But let's stop for a second. Moving forward,
Yes.
is it?
I think
I
you're
think
right.
it should be
I
the
think
way
it
we
should be-
suggested. Guy
Yes.
goes first.
And
Now
then-
we can, and then when you throw a hint, it's whoever can get it.
Whoever
First
can
one.
get it,
Yep.
yes.
Right?
I agree.
And if none of us can get it,
Yep.
Sounds
there
great.
we go. All right.
Okay. Sounds great. A guy who hates snakes battles a giant monkey.
So this is for me.
This is for you, Chris.
Yeah. Guy who battles a giant monkey. Oof. This is tough. I mean, it's Indiana Jones and confrontation, or King Kong. Indiana Jonesing for apes.
That's terrible.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not
Yeah.
the answer.
Dustin?
Dustin.
Indiana Jones and the Temple of
Say it.
Temple of Kong,
No.
because it's Skull Island.
Okay,
Reign
what's the
of
hint?
Kong.
What's the hint? Let's do this.
Dustin just gave the hint.
Yeah,
You're very close.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think
It's-
I think I got it.
Okay.
So
Well-
it's Indiana Jones and the Temple
No, it's
No,
Indiana
and
Jones
the Reign of Kong.
Kingdom
And the Reign of King
Crystal
Kong.
Skull Island.
and the Reign.
What did you
of-
say, Chris?
It's Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull Island.
You're very
Indiana
close. That's-
Jones
I might-
and the Crystal of Skull Island.
You guys are both so close, but you're not. You're so close that you're not going to get it now. So I'm gonna say that
so nobody
you
gets
both
it?
get half point.
Oh, we get
Hey,
it.
that works.
Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Crystal Skull Island, Reign of Kong.
Oh, come on. Come
Dude.
on.
Very close. You were very
That's
close.
so matched up, though. It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
It does make
That's
sense.
that-
It
would
is
you,
a before
would you
and
agree
after.
that's a poor...
I am saying nothing because
the
as
ride-
soon as I do,
the ride in Tokyo Disney is
Yeah.
Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Crystal Skull.
yeah.
The ride in Universal is Skull Island, Reign of Kong.
Oh,
that is a
that's why
perfect
you
before
get
and after.
Temple of the Crystal...
Temple of the Crystal Skull Island, Reign of Kong.
Okay. I'll get-
Skull is the
Yeah.
Matched,
Now
matched up word.
that I didn't realize we were using the
the Tokyo.
the Tokyo attraction, but that's fair. Then
Speaking
that's
of
a good
Tokyo
one.
attractions,
Oh yes.
Dustin, this one's for you.
Great, because I've been to Tokyo.
But
You've heard about Tokyo
you know
a
what's
thousand
going on over
times.
there.
All right.
Tokyo explores humankind's dream of flying with the head of an eagle and the body of a horse.
Okay, so it's
Should I just
the-
give the hint straight away?
no, it's the.
Body of an eagle.
So I
Head of
got
an
that
eagle
one.
and a
I've
body-
got that one.
Oh, Chris, if you don't know that one, you're
I
not
don't
going to
know,
get this.
I don't know yet. Yeah. Just can you repeat it one more time for
Yes,
me?
absolutely. I will repeat it forever and ever.
Thanks.
Tokyo explores humankind's dream of flying with the head of an eagle and the body of a horse.
Soren, I'm gonna strategically pass.
This guy. All right. It's see, I'm stuck on the eagle horse thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be a universal thing because it's obvious that it's soaring.
Oh,
on
I
the
see what
front.
your strategy is. Yeah.
So you want to get a clue out of me?
Yes, that's what he's trying to get. He's trying to weasel a clue out of you.
Well, I also pass. There you go. Eat
Okay,
it.
so then nobody.
No, wait. Now you do the hint, and we
Yes,
both
now
can
we do
answer.
the hint.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tokyo explores humankind's dream of flying with this recently opened attraction.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so it's Soren mixed in with Flight of the Hippogriff,
Soaring.
soaring around the world.
No, it's
So-
the Tokyo
soaring
one. It's the Tokyo one.
Soaring.
Yes, it is soaring. You're right. It's not Soren. It's
Yeah.
soaring. That's correct. That's true. And I would not have given you the point if you said Soren.
Soaring over the world.
I think we already know what the second half is going to be.
I don't.
Soaring
Dustin
over the
said it.
Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
No, you
Oh,
were right the first time.
So it's soaring
Okay, I'm going to give it to you.
All right. Neither
It's
of us. get it.
soaring.
Good.
Fantastic Flight of the Hippogriff.
hippogriff. Yeah.
Soaring.
Fantastic flight. Yeah.
Oh, is that what it's called? Soaring Fantastic? And
Fantastic Flight.
Soaring
Fantastic,
Fantastic
Flight.
Flight of the Hippogriff. Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is tight. If you at home are getting all these and you're like, these guys are morons, hit us
Bring
up
it.
at ideas at welikthemeparks.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chris, this one's for you.
Okay.
Steven Tyler gets a vertical lift.
Steven Tyler gets a vertical
And just
lift.
just because I think I'm clever, I spelled lift with a Y. L-Y-F-T. Let it be known that Dustin has pulled out a piece of paper and a pen and is now working out
Dustin,
his answer.
Go ahead,
He's
draw your answer, buddy.
showing his work.
Read it one more time.
Steven Tyler gets a vertical lift. And I did spell lift with a Y, but that's sort of inconsequential.
Got it.
All right, well, I better say something. It's the vertical lift that's throwing me for the loop. Get that? Lift, loop? No? Okay.
But bum.
Woof, sir.
Yeah.
Woof.
What is that coaster? Oh, no, yeah.
There he goes. There he goes.
It's happening.
It clicked. The wheel clicked.
But what is it called again? Rockin' Rip Ride Roller Coaster.
Wow, that's such a fumble of the ball. Somebody
Okay.
threw the ball to you,
And I just
and you
went,
just went, oh, I don't know what to do with this. Is this an egg?
Here you go, Dustin. If you got this, say it.
All right, so it's the Hollywood Rip Ride Rock and Roller Coaster, starring Aerosmith.
There it is.
Very good. Well
Starring
done.
Aerosmith was
Well
clutch.
done. Starring Aerosmith. I like it. That's so Dustin's
Dustin
up
has
2-1?
2-1.
Or 2-1 with a
No,
question
I think
mark.
you said it right. 2-1.
2-1? Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Location. Chef Art Smith, Chef Morimoto, and Chef Jock Lindsay all open restaurants around Krakatoa.
Say it again.
Location. Chef Art Smith, Chef Morimoto, and Chef Jock Lindsay all open restaurants around Krakatoa.
Wow. I'm glad Dustin gets to go first.
Yeah, I'm going to strategically pass.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm going to say Volcano Springs.
You okay? No, that's incorrect.
Okay.
But it was.
I might have just given it to Dustin.
You might have.
Yep. He won't figure it out.
Well, I mean, Krakatoa was a giveaway on that.
Yeah. He didn't know the Krakatoa. I know he didn't. Yeah, he's making a face like he did, but I know he didn't.
So if we're doing Volcano Bay, there's nothing in Disney Springs that actually says Bay. It's West Side, East Side, and Pleasure Island.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, there's nothing pleasureful about Volcano Bay, especially those prices. Third theme park. What the hell? What were they talking
All
about?
right, you're
I'll read it
lost.
again. This
You're
is you for
lost.
this deal. This is you for this deal.
Okay, so location.
Aha.
So it's all about location. It's in Chef Art Smith.
He doesn't know it.
No.
Just get through it. Give us the next clue.
Yeah, I'm good.
The clue was location.
Oh, but that was a part of the original clue.
Yes.
Give us the next clue.
Where is all of this?
Location.
Geographically, where are we here? Could there be?
Location.
Okay.
East Side, West Side Marketplace.
I think we need to think bigger.
Volcano Bay Lake.
Boom.
That's
Volcano Bay Lake.
Yeah.
Really?
Volcano Bay Lake.
Got it. Wow, that's
Okay.
a tough one. So does that mean I have 2 points? Like, are both of them in question
No, you have
now?
2 points.
Well, I have one.
Did you
and
hear how
now
I said it? You have 2 points.
2 points? Yeah.
It's less of a question.
Wow, man. Sheesh. Okay, keep going. This one goes to
this
me.
one's to you.
This one's to me, yeah.
Lightning McQueen plays beer pong at Rockefeller Center.
Okay. Lightning McQueen plays beer pong at the Rockefeller Center. Okay. I'm going to use a pen and paper, too. Dustin's going to be all Mr. Pen and Paper.
Dude, it's...
I know how to write, too.
Yeah.
I could write in 2 languages. How many languages can you write in? Probably more. All right. Here we go. Radiator Springs race through New York.
Full name?
Radiator Springs racers through New York.
Nope.
Come on. I'm going to give you the point for that. Come on now.
Radiator Springs Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon.
No, you're both wrong.
What?
I'm going to give it to Chris because he had the beginning.
Nah, that's
Radiator Springs Race Through New York with Jimmy
Oh.
Fallon. With Jimmy Fallon.
all right. So neither of us get it. Then.
Neither of you get it,
Yeah.
but you both get it. Guys,
Is that
that's
it?
a tie.
Is that it? No, it's not. It's
It
going to have
is.
a question mark.
No, that's it. Well, then Dustin wins.
Then Dustin wins?
No,
I'll take
no.
it like
There.
a man.
One more.
You
One
don't
more.
have a tiebreaker question? Oh, okay. This is it. For all the marbles. Sudden death. One question. Whoever answers it first, can we agree? Gets it? None of this you go, then I go? Because it's sudden death.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Fair. Yeah.
Whoever answers first.
Here we go.
Here's the tiebreaker.
Oh, my goodness. Tron around the universe.
a DCA feature attraction as designed by Mary Blair.
DCA feature attraction. Okay.
A Disney's California Adventure feature attraction as designed by Mary Blair.
So it's not. Okay, so if we're doing. Oh, it's just Small World of Color. It's a Small World of Color.
There you go.
It's
a small world of color.
That's it. The champ reigns supreme.
Hello, everybody. Your champion, Dustin Fuhs.
Hey.
Nobody hits the applause button for this
Oh,
one?
yeah, no. Yeah, do it again. I'll hit it.
Your champion, Dustin Fuhs.
He did it. He did it again. It feels like he beat me twice. You know, because I conceded, and he was like, "That's not good enough."
He absolutely did beat you
yeah,
twice.
like in wrestling terms, I was down, and he pulled me up off the mat.
He was like King Kong Bundy, and he said, "Count to 5."
Yeah.
How's that for a deep reference?
Yeah, that is a deep cut reference. I like King Kong Bundy. It was the first action figure I had.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Everyone had Hogan. I think I had King Kong Bundy. Well, there you have it. Great ep, guys. That was a lot of fun. I think we're done.
I got to write more of these questions.
Yeah, we got Dustin. You're still the champ. Way to go! And we got to find somebody to beat you. Maybe Mark. I think Mark's up on deck.
No, I'm going to do another before and after.
Oh my goodness,
because that was kind of fun.
You guys challenge each other.
Oh my goodness. Well, thanks so much for tuning in today, guys. If you enjoyed the show, please tell somebody about it, or better yet, share, rate, and review, all those fun things. But most of all, please subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the fun. You can find us on Instagram at We Like Theme Parks, and we're on Facebook too. Please feel free to reach out to us about some segment ideas or just things you want to cover at ideas@welikthemeparks.com, or you can ask a question to Mark directly, or maybe even us too, at mailbag@welikthemeparks.com.
I mean, the questions will be for you guys, but I'll read them.
Music for the We Like Theme Parks podcast was composed and provided by Mike Treblecock. Check him out at MikeTreblecockmusic.com. That's it. See you real soon. Why? Because we like you and
we
like theme parks.
That was good. Oh man, you know it's Christmas.
We Like Theme Parks podcast.
Well, because Bay Lake isn't even close to that, dude.
But that's the area.
No,
It's
it isn't.
Disney Springs is in Bay Lake,
No, it's not. It's in Lake Buena Vista.
but it's Bay Lake is right there.
Bay Lake is up by the Magic Kingdom.
All right, stop arguing.
I'm just saying. You're in Lake
Cut this
Buena
out,
Vista.
Chris. Cut this out.
Dustin, unfortunately, is editing this episode.